Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a baking video and I'm going to teach you how to do some shortbread biscuits. You will need 150 grams of plain flour, 100 grams of butter or margarine and 50 grams of caster sugar. Okay, so first what you want to do is you want to preheat your oven to 170 degrees Celsius. Done. Now, you need to lightly grease a baking tin. It can be square, it can be any shape. So what you want to do is you want to get some tissue, like this, and get a little bit of butter onto the kitchen roll, or tissue, whatever you've got, and then spread it all around the bottom and the sides of the tin. Okay? So to make sure it doesn't stick, you can also get a little bit of plain flour and then just make sure it goes all on the bottom of the tray and up the sides. Okay, like that. Lightly greased. Okay, so now you want to get a sieve and you want to sieve the plain flour into a mixing bowl. Okay, so now that we've got that sieved in, all there, we want to take your butter and make sure it's in chunks, not just one big blob of butter, and then you want to use the rubbing in method to just rub in with your fingers, like this, just with your fingers, rubbing it in, making sure you don't get it on your palms, because your palms are really warm and you don't want that butter to go melted, do we? Okay, so now when you've got that looking like breadcrumbs, you want to then add your caster sugar and mix that in. Okay, so we want to mix that in really well so it's all combined and added together. And then when that's all done, you want to kind of use one hand in the bowl to squeeze it all into a ball of dough. So you form a ball of dough. Use two hands if you want, just get in there. Okay, so when you've got that into a nice ball of dough, you want to take your tin and press it down on all of the edges, making sure you get it up all against the sides. Now if you want, you can use a metal spoon, the back of a metal spoon, just to flatten that down so you get it all nice up against the edges and flat. Now when you've got it all nice and pressed down, you just want to go around the edges with the prongs of a fork, making the edges just look nice, so it's not just flat. And when you've done that, and it looks all nice and fancy, you want to just go and put a few holes with the fork, just a few little holes so it can breathe. And you want to put it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes and I'll be back when I've done that. Hello. So now that they're in the oven, I think it's best to clean up so that you don't have a load to wash up at the end. So, bye. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so when the shortbread's done, it wants to be a golden brown. So let me just get mine out of the oven. Mine have been in for about 22 minutes and they want to be a nice golden brown in the centre and pale golden brown on the outside. On the camera it looks paler than it actually is, so yeah. So what you want to do next is you want to get a cooling rack out.
Just remember that people that don't actually cook are doing it. So you want them to.
You want to get a knife. You want to get a knife, and when they've gone rock solid, which they won't do when they first come out of the oven, when they've gone rock solid, you want to cut around the edges so that it will peel away nicely from the tin, and cut it into shapes or whatever you want to do, and then when they're on the cooling rack, just sprinkle a little sugar over them, and then they're done. I'll be back when I've finished sprinkling the sugar. So now what you want to do is, now that they're out of the oven and on the cooling rack in shapes, is you want to take a little bit of sugar and sprinkle it just over the top of them, because you can't have shortbread without sugar, can you? And that is your shortbreads sorted. Okay, so there you guys go. That was my very first baking video, and if you enjoyed it, then like, subscribe and comment below. Goodbye.